Hi.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Tilted Table. We are very excited for you to be joining us today because today we are showing off the latest expansion in a game that we played 2 years ago, I want to say, 2017
at the beginning of
ish. We'd have to check the spreadsheet, but I want to say it was 2017.
Nice.
Really great game that we enjoyed a lot. And this is a standalone expansion, so we're actually not going to be using anything from the base game, which we have right here. We're only going to be playing the expansion, so you can see all of the brand new cards. Also, GTO Thivo, Kit, what's up? I see you guys in chat. But, some quick introductions. My name is Jordan, aka Axel Hellfire.
I'm Bianca, aka Falcon Fox.
Sam, aka DJ Fluffins.
So, tonight's game is Grifters Nexus. Now, this game largely plays the same as the base game, though there are some changes to a few of the mechanics. We're not going to go into too much detail about the changes, though we'll probably talk about them in the post-game review since Bianca and I have both played the original game before, but Sam, as along with many of you, will be learning it for the first time. Also, Kit with the 12-month resub, holy crap, thank you very much. That's
12 months.
That's amazing.
12 months, that's almost a year.
Yeah, it totally doesn't seem like it's been 12 months. I would have guessed we were at like 10. That's incredible. Thank you so much for the support, Kit. It means a lot. So, I guess we'll just jump right in and talk a little bit about this game. The theme of this game is it's set in the same dystopian universe as The Resistance and Coup and other games like that by Indie Boards and Cards, so same publisher. But what we are crime bosses living on the fringes of society, called Grifters, and we're building our own. Oh, hello, T-Lap! T-Lap is the designer of this wonderful game, so everybody say hello to T-Lap,
Hey, T-Lap.
who's joined us in chat. So feel free to correct us with all of the things that we say wrong about the game and all the rules that we mess up. All the times that I try to cheat, T-Lap is going to be your rule arbitrator.
Thank
there.
God.
So basically, we are crime bosses trying to build out our criminal organization as represented by cards that end up in our hand. Now, I would describe this as a hand-building game as opposed to a deck-building game, but it's kind of similar in a lot of ways. And the reason I would say that is that you never really have a deck. You have cards that are in your hand, and you have cards that are in play for a while. And then once they've been gone in play for a while, they come back to your hand. So everything is in your hand. You don't have a hand limit. Everything's in your hand unless it is in play.
Cool.
So each of the cards that we will have in our hand, don't move it.
Okay.
That's there, so it's on camera.
Okay.
Yeah. So everything that's going to be in your hand is going to be a specialist card. So each of these cards are specialists. We have a whole deck of specialists that we'll be drawing from and adding to our hands. You also have 3 cards called ringleaders, and I've left those face up so you can look at them. There are 3 other randomly dealt specialists, but these 3 are the same for everyone. And the ringleaders, the only thing really special about them is that they can't be abducted, which is a game mechanic wherein one player attempts to steal a card from another player's hand. If you happen to choose the ringleader out of their hand, you have to give it back because you can't actually abduct them. So they're basically safe forever. Yeah. So to start the game, we each have our 3 ringleaders and 3 randomly dealt cards to make a hand of 6. Now,
should we go look at them now?
Yeah, you can go ahead and look at them.
Cool.
Now, what we're going to do on a particular turn is also relatively easy. There's 3 stages to a turn. The first stage of which we will skip on the first turn because it won't be relevant, but I'm going to talk about it anyways. So the first thing that happens on a turn is you advance time, which is when cards are in play, they actually move through your player board from night 1 to night 2 to night 3 and then to the refresh area. And so that is what I mean when I say cards that are not in your hand are in play. They are going to be in one of these 3 phases, and then once they leave the refresh area, when you advance time, cards that are in your refresh area come back to your hand. So when you play a card, it starts in night 1, and then it will go 1 advance time, 2 advance time, 3 advance time, and then on the 4th advance time, that card comes back to your hand.
Is that just okay? So move cards 1 to 2. So each turn we advance 1.
Yes,
per
you advance each phase. Yeah, each phase. So eventually, you'll have cards in multiple stages on your turns, right? So if I were to advance time with a board looking like this, my night 3 would go here, my night 2 would go here, my night 1 would go here.
Cool.
And then if I were to advance time on my next turn, I would pick up the refresh card, and the other 2 would advance. Now, the second thing you do on your turn is you play specialists. So if you play specialists, there are 2 things that you can do. You can either just play that card for its ability, which is listed on the bottom of the card. For example, the Thief Ringleader steals 2 Mega Isk from the coffers, which are over here. Then the second thing that you can do is complete a job. Now, this pyramid of cards here is called the Nexus, hence the name of the expansion. And the Nexus is a pyramid of jobs to complete. Now, you cannot complete a job that has any other jobs overlapping it. So currently, we can only complete these level 1 jobs, which were randomly dealt from a selection of a few more. I think there's 3 or 4 that didn't get chosen. But if we were to complete, like, say, both of these jobs, then this level 2 one becomes available along with all of the level 1s.
Cool.
Now, for each job, you have to play a certain number of specialists from your hand in a team, which is a stack of specialists, matching the symbols that the job requires. So, for example, collect protection money over here on the left requires 3 of the same type, which is the brawn, the red type of specialist. So if you have 3 bronze specialists in your hand, you can play the 3 of them to complete this job. However, there is one symbol on these jobs that is a little bit larger than the other one on the left-hand side, and underneath it, it says leader. And what that means is that one specialist that matches the symbol that the job has listed for leader must be the top specialist on your team. So you would like lay them down and make sure, you know, for example, if I was somehow completing the collect protection money, I would have to make sure that my pickpocket or anything else that was brawn was on top of the team. And then as a reward for completing the job, you get to do the action of the leader. So the reason that this matters is that at the end of the game, you get bonus amounts of money for having multiples of the same job type. So there are 3 job types, which correspond to the 3 types of specialists. There are also some wild job types, as you'll see strewn throughout here. There's a couple in the 2nd level, and 1 in 3rd and 1 4th, which can count for anything. So if you have 2 of the same color job at the end of the game, you get 2 Mega Isk. If you have 3, you get 4 Mega Isk. And if you have 4 of the same color, you get 8 Mega Isk. And if you have additionals of that color beyond 4, you get an extra 4 Mega Isk. I think per is what it looks like that symbol means. I'm going to double check that. Yes, each beyond 4 is worth another 4. So, scales the fish. I hope you are very excited for your KS copy. We are very happy to be showing it to you guys. Also, hello, Heroic Logic. Yeah, as soon as we got this in the mail, we were like, we have to show this to people, because I know there's going to be a lot of people who've been looking forward to this.
Is this a Kickstarter copy?
Yes, this is the Kickstarter copy, because I backed the base game way back when they did the original Kickstarter, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, I must back this. Okay, so a couple things that I want to cover here really quick is that, as I said before, playing multiple cards together in a stack is called a team. So if you get any abilities that reference team, that's what they're referring to as a stack of multiple specialists. There may be a character ability that allows you to play a second card with it to form a team, but normally if you just play cards for their actions and you're not completing jobs, you can only play one. So normally you'll have something like
You only have one team.
No, we only have one card. If you're just playing it for its ability, you can only have one card. If you're specifically completing a job, then you would play multiples, and that would be a team. So a solo card in your hideout, which is your player board, is not a team.
Okay. And so I'm assuming when you play the team, you like show everyone else, hey, I'm actually playing these three.
Yep.
This one's on top of them.
Yep, exactly. And then the next thing that happens is at the end of your turn, you just take all of your cards from refresh into your hand. Right? Okay. So it's advanced time, play a specialist or complete a job, then refresh. And that's pretty much the whole game. There are a couple other things that I wanted to point out, which is that there is a term in the game called laundering. And when you use an ability that says you can launder, you will steal money from the coffers and place it on the card that gave you the laundering ability. And that money stays with the card as it moves through your hideout. And if that card ever comes back to your hand or goes to the refresh area or is somehow stolen by another player, the money on it gets removed from the game permanently. However, there are abilities that will allow people to interact with the money on that card before it disappears. Additionally, if you were to do anything like the pickpocket ringleader, which allows you to steal 2 megas from an opponent's stash, you can instead choose to steal that money from a card in their hideout if it has money on it. Does that make sense?
Okay, hold on. Okay, so the stash is this.
The stash is the money that we have, yes.
Okay, and then anytime it says you can steal from the stash, you can also steal from laundered money on...
Yes, on that opponent's hideout.
Okay. And is the idea that like if you launder money and it gets to refresh, you get to take it?
No, if it gets to refresh, it goes away.
Okay.
So
there's certain abilities that it does. Like if it gets to refresh, something happens.
right. So you might launder money for a couple reasons. You might do it to convince people to steal from the laundered money instead of from you. You might do it because you have another card in your hand that lets you pick that laundered money up and keep it. But essentially, the laundered money goes in your hideout, and if that card ever leaves the hideout for any reason, then the money goes away and leaves the game altogether. It does not go back to the coffers.
Okay, and the coffers are limited.
Yes.
Limited?
Yes, the coffers are limited to 65 in a 3-player game. And then the game will end when the coffers are empty, or every single job has been completed, or that deck is empty and there's nothing in the discard pile. Because normally if you have to draw, you would just reshuffle the discard pile. But if somehow every single card in the deck is in our hands, then the game ends. And the game ends immediately. There's no playing out a number of turns or anything like that.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. I think that's pretty much it. Do you guys have any questions? Chat, do you have any questions real quick? We're happy to answer as we're playing, but if something I said didn't make sense, let me know now.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Who goes first?
That's a great question. I'm going to see...
It's almost like you set me up.
Yeah. Okay, so those of you who've been watching Tilted Table for a while know that we love to look at the interesting and fun ways that games come up with for who goes first. And in this case, I really like this one because it's not one of the ones that will be the same with the same group always, like youngest player or whatever. So the first player in this game is the player that most recently committed a legal infraction, no matter how minor.
I mean...
I sped home.
I mean...
Wait, when was that?
Like 3 hours ago?
Sam had to drive over here, so...
Yeah, I mean,
speed over here?
Of course I sped. I didn't want you guys blaming me for being late.
Yeah, see,
you were still late.
It's your fault. Sam committed a legal infraction because of chat.
Kit. Just kidding. All
All right.
Can we move this now?
No,
Okay.
Wait, why?
because the whole point is to allow them to see it, and
Oh.
somebody moved the table. So
Chat again at fault. All right, let's see.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of this stuff does. Okay. Can I put? Okay. Is there like a risk if I play my ringleader underneath like other stuff?
No, there's no risk because they cannot be stolen from you by any means. The only way to take a card from someone is through abduction, and ringleaders cannot be abducted.
Yeah. Let's think about this. What do I have in my game?
Oh yeah, and in case it wasn't obvious, you win by having the most money at the end of the game.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Our lips are sealed for the right price. Grifting intensifies. Nice skills. I like it.
I'm not in a good place. Okay, this is like not.
Got no jobs you can complete?
No, I have jobs. I just
Okay.
like don't know how to balance like what I should be.
That's fair.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the job closest to me. I'm gonna fleece some unexpected tourists.
Okay. So you're going to play two speed and a brains?
Okay, yeah, yeah, 2 speed and a brains.
Or
okay.
2 green and a blue?
2 green and a blue. Okay, so when I complete it, I resolve the action of the job leader.
Okay,
Does this go somewhere?
You keep it.
Oh yeah, right.
You keep it because that's how we know points at the end of the game.
Okay, so I'm taking 2 mil from the coffers. Suck it.
All right.
Okay.
Dun dun dun.
Are all the units 1?
Yes. Yep. They're 1 mega ISK.
Mega ISK.
Yeah. So which is supposedly many ISK, but I don't know how many ISK a mega ISK is. But we're dealing in large amounts of money because we're crime bosses.
Nice.
Okay.
Right.
So I'm also going to complete a job.
I should probably start strategizing.
Get a job, Jordan.
Okay.
I'm
He's like,
gonna
okay, I'll play that next turn.
do this one.
Okay.
And sell some diamonds.
Okay.
And then I launder money. 1 million ISK plus 1 million ISK per player, so 4 total.
Nice. That's pretty good. I didn't even think about what ability I wanted to use. That's a good question.
Hey, can I see what's in your pile of stuff thingies?
Yeah. I used my broker and my thief and my mastermind.
Okay. Are they all ringleaders?
No, it's not.
Oh, you don't need to put a ringleader at the top?
No. Did you want to do something different? Yeah, it
You
just
can
has
put
it
any
just
card
has to
on.
match the color that it asks for. It does not have to be a ringleader.
The only thing that ringleaders are special for is that they can't be stolen.
Yep.
That's all.
And that it's 3 cards that we all, in this case, it's 3 cards that we all start with that are the same.
Yes.
Okay.
T-Lab says it's a lot. That's all I can say.
Okay. Since no one drew, I don't think this retcons too much.
Yep.
We're gonna play the gambler. So instead of the 2 mil
Okay.
or 2 ISK, I guess the skill type at the top. And then I either get that card
Or you get 4.
or I get
Right?
no, if it's the right type, I get 4. If not, I add the card.
So that's a win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So I'm gonna
Wow.
guess brains.
Okay. It is not brains, but you got a card.
Boom.
Nicely
Nice.
done. All right. Okay, here's...
So you can steal from this if you want to. You can steal if it
Oh,
says
yeah. Sorry. Yeah, your laundered money can just go.
Yeah.
Right there.
That's what I put it.
Let's see here. We're gonna go with. We're gonna lift banking blueprints for 2 blue and a red, 2 brains and a brawn, as it were. And we're going to have our mastermind lead which allows me to draw 3 specialists and choose 1 to add to my hand and then discard the other 2. I'm going to think about this real careful like. And that's unfortunate. That's a real unfortunate draw, but that's okay.
Is this the hideout?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. That would be correct.
Gotta read these. These are all new characters that we've never seen before.
Jordan, can I see your bounty?
Go for it. Alright. We're gonna go with that. It's a tough choice, but we'll see how it goes. So, we're back to Sam, who will first advance time.
Oh, yeah.
So his cards move from night 1 to night 2, just like that. And then we'll do some stuff. Yeah, it's a mastermind, a vigilante, and a pickpocket.
What does a vigilante do?
It's vigilant.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Yes, so
Yeah,
helpful.
So helpful.
I think it can do something with the discard pile.
Oh, I should have fucking read it, but
That's me asking.
You draw the top 3 cards of the discard pile and keep 1. And then you put the other 2 back on top of the deck in any order.
So if you took another card that you really, really liked from your mastermind, you could
Yes.
theoretically do it.
okay.
How's everyone's Wednesday going? This one is high in shipping costs for Amazon. Oh yeah, I forgot to update the thing, but I guess it shows up in Blacksmith, which is nice. Yay, Blacksmith.
Nice.
How much is shipping on Amazon right now, Kit?
Oof.
Wow.
Oof.
That's probably...
Third party.
Yeah, it's probably third party from somebody who got the Kickstarter. My guess is that the main retail distribution probably hasn't even hit shelves yet, because it's still, some people on Kickstarter haven't even gotten theirs yet. Not in stock till end of February. Okay, so yeah, that's definitely a third party person.
All right.
But add this to your wish list if you like it.
So I'm going to play a witness.
Okay.
On
Can I get a witness?
On Jordan.
Hell yeah.
What is it?
So it says, choose an opponent. They may place any number of cards in their hand in the refresh area. Then steal 1 mil for each card in the opponent's hand.
Great. You're going to get 1 mil.
Okay.
Because, yeah, this is fine because I was only going to play 1 card next turn anyways. The question is, which one do I want to keep? And the
That's interesting.
answer is... I'm going to do this. I'm going to put these back on here. And I'm going to do this. And then you're going to steal 1 from me because I kept 1 card.
Okay.
How dare you steal from me, sir?
Cool.
Blame T-Lab.
All right.
Alright. Advance time.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, 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 dun. I can't complete any jobs. So
We're going to talk about this more at the end of the stream, T-Lab, but I just want to say I'm really excited about this new job system. I know Sam has no idea what we're talking about. 'Cause
No
he's
idea.
playing it for the first time, but I'm really excited for the new job system. I think it's really cool. So we'll definitely talk about that in more detail later.
Alright, I'm gonna play a hostage. It says steal 2 million S from the coffers. Then you may team with a specialist that has a steal action. So I'm gonna use my pickpocket that has a steal action, and I play that action. as
Okay,
well.
so you get to use
4.
you get to use their steal action. by
Yes, so
taking-
2 from the coffers and 2 from
There you go.
one of you guys.
Bam.
And I think that happened. Well,
Oh, sorry. It
From
was
one
2
of-
from one of
yeah.
us. My bad.
yeah. So I think I'm gonna do, since you're Richard.
Mr. Moneybags.
I am 1 red card.
Yeah, and now she's Miss Moneybags.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Ms. Moneybags.
All right.
Oh, I'm playing
All right. I am going to advance time, and then I'm going to play a recruiter. I draw 2 specialists, and then I choose one to keep and give the other to an opponent of my choice. Then I steal 2 from my opponent.
From the opponent that you give the card
Yes. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to give you this, and I'm going to take your money.
to. Yay!
And take your monies. Yeah, mucho improved. I agree. All right, and then I'm going to refresh and pick up these things that Sam made me discard because he's mean.
Nope, you chose to discard them.
Uh,
You could have given me a lot of money.
I mean, I didn't even have enough to give you as many as I had cards in my hand
Why would you give this to me?
because what I kept was better.
Okay.
So you played 2.
Yeah.
So she played a card. This is what I was talking about.
Okay.
Her, the card specifically said team up another card with it.
So it's my turn?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's kind of the exception where an ability actually causes another card to happen. Wait, stream's dead?
No. Oh, yeah, that's red. That's red.
Restart it? Or is that a Twitch problem?
Guessing it's an internet problem. But... Yellow, green.
Are we back? Hello? 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 Perhaps we're back. I'm not sure. Refreshy and things. Hopefully. We apologize for that, y'all. It went
Blame
red.
Jordan's bad internet.
My internet's fine.
If only he had an extender or an access point that reached the basement.
I have internet just fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
If only he didn't rig it against people and Apple products.
Yep.
Even though he
that's
has
what
an
it is.
Apple product. I have
That's
Wi-Fi.
working right. That's working fine right now. Yeah.
You don't know that. Alright, can you guys see us?
Yeah, they said, yep, we're good.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so we'll play the
Sorry about that,
traitor.
folks.
Target Bianca.
Is
The
it Megan
thief.
Trainer?
No,
Oh,
traitor.
Ah,
Choose an opponent. They must play a ringleader on their next turn and reveal it. If they cannot, steal $3 million from
so
them.
basically, if you have a ringleader in your hand,
Mhm.
you have to reveal it now and play it on your next turn. Otherwise,
I have to reveal it now.
yes. So if you have a ringleader, you have to show us
Okay,
now.
I don't.
Okay, then if you don't, he gets to steal from you.
Okay.
You caught her with her ringleaders down.
Get out!
Quite literally down on the table.
And I'm done.
Okay.
See how we play this game.
Yeah.
Sam's
take,
on it.
Take that.
Take that.
Take that. Alright.
Oh yeah, this is a take that game, chat.
Private Eye. Choose an opponent and look at their hand.
All right.
Choose a skill type from those in their hand. They must play a specialist with that skill type in their next turn. Wow. I wonder what skill type you're
I
going to
wonder what skill type I'm playing.
What type did you choose?
Brawn.
Brawn? Okay. Then steal one.
Yeah. Gimme.
So Sam must play a brawn type next.
How difficult
Alright.
for you?
I'm gonna advance some stuff. And then I am going to go ahead and play a musician, which, by the way, is the card that I picked over the one I gave you. All players return all specialists in Night 3 to their hands immediately.
Okay.
If an opponent returned cards... Oh yeah, and then the money that was laundered goes away. It's removed from the game forever. If an opponent returned cards, then you may advance time and play a specialist or team. So I get an extra turn by giving you all your cards back.
Nice.
Which may or may not be helpful, I'm not sure yet. But we're going to try and do something here. Okay. Do this. Do this. Alright. Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to go for a job. We're going to frame a politician.
Cool.
And that's going to cost me 2 green and 2 blue. And my job leader is going to be a witness. I'm going to choose an opponent, Sam, who must place any number of cards in his hand into his refresh area, and then I steal 1 Mega Isc for each card in his hand.
What cards are you using?
I have 2. So good luck playing a witness on me next turn.
Yeah, how many cards do you have?
She has a lot because I just made her pick them all up. You're welcome.
4.
What card screws Jordan the most?
This is just payback for you witnessing me.
You said, "Oh, I wasn't hurt by it at all. I was only going to play 1 card."
Hey, you still
And then
took
you
my money.
rigged it.
You still took my money. Money thieves.
Okay. I will drop 4 you.
Okay. So I take 1 from you. Thanks.
Take that!
And then I will refresh nothing, because I have nothing there.
Oh, wait. Okay, when do I get cards back?
You refresh at the end of your turn when they're in your refresh area.
Okay.
So at the end of this turn, you'll get the rest of those cards back.
Okay. So, by the way, I don't have to do that effect if I didn't keep.
Correct. If you had discarded all of your cards, you wouldn't have had to do this.
No. Or private eye ability.
What private eye?
This.
Oh.
Two-lap rules.
That's a good question.
I'm assuming no.
I'm actually assuming yes. I'm actually assuming that if you don't have that
Rigged.
type, you can't play anything.
Rigged.
T-Lab, can we get a rules call? If she private-eyed him to play Brawn, and then I forced him to discard all of his Brawn cards, can he play what's left in his hand, or can he play nothing because he has no Brawn cards? I would assume that the answer is nothing, because also, like, I could have abducted your only Brawn card or something like that, right? So, like, things could happen to your hand after that happens, but it says you must play a specialist of that type on your next turn.
Oh, good call, Kit. I agree.
I mean, if it happened to me, it would negatively affect me. So therefore,
No,
it's
I think we all know what Kit's talking about.
but that is how I would read it. I'm gonna see. There's an FAQ in the back that talks about a few things, but I don't know if it talks about this particular thing. Hostage. Yeah, there's nothing in here that specifically talks about that situation coming up.
Interesting.
So
I would assume in a game of grifting that would not apply.
I mean, that was kind of the reason I picked you, in part, was to force you to get rid of everything other than a Brawn or not be able to play. But, game condition has changed, he's free. Okay, cool.
Sad
Good
day.
to know.
Okay. I'm going to go for brains again.
Ah, the gambler.
And extortionist.
It's a Brawn. Maybe you should private eye him.
Good.
Okay.
Yep.
That's good to know. I still would have picked Sam even knowing that. Because if I made Bianca discard all her stuff, then she wouldn't be a tempting target for Sam. Dun, dun,
I'm
dun.
gonna do the mastermind.
Ooh! She's masterminding things.
The objective with the card was to limit available options, not remove opportunity to play. Yeah, Jordan. Wanted to remove my opportunity to play.
You could have chosen to keep the card that the private eye forced you to play.
That wouldn't be in the spirit of the game.
I think it would. I think it is reasonable to interpret it either way, and that's why I appreciate having a designer here to give us an
I
official
think the
rules
spirit
call.
of the game is cheating.
The spirit of the game is making Sam lose.
That's fine. That's fine. But cheating is within the rules. Breaking the rules is not against the rules.
Grifting is within the rules.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Advancing time. All right. We are going to. How many cards does everyone have?
4.
Great.
You do it again, I'll kill you.
You have no idea how tempted I was to set that up, but no. Well, we'll see. Daredevil. Choose an opponent, look at their hand, duplicate the action of the specialist in their hand. I'd like to look at Sam's hand.
Ooh, interesting.
I don't get any good cards, by the way.
Is that whining I hear?
Yeah, that is like a card warning.
Did Jordan rig the cards?
Absolutely. I've got like more duplicates than he does.
Let's see here.
It's gonna take a while.
Oh. Actually,
Pretty accurate.
I like this. What does the trader do again? Oh, make someone choose a ringleader. That's boring. Okay. I'm gonna duplicate the extortionist. So I launder 1 mega is plus 1 per player, which is 4. And then when an opponent completes a job, I get to steal 1 mega is from that opponent and 1 from this card. So that's a way that things come off of laundered cards. So if anyone completes jobs while this is still available, then I will get money for it. Otherwise, that's the end of my turn, and I'm going to pick this up. Kip, we should definitely talk about that. DM me on Discord this week or something, and we'll see logistically if we can make that work, because that's good to know.
All right. I'm going to progress. With time.
Dinogenics. I don't think I've played Dinogenics. I played 4 turns of Dinosaur Island. It was pretty good, albeit felt a little complicated. Like there was a lot going on in Dinosaur Island.
There were a lot of components.
Yeah, there were a lot.
We also didn't have a person like she was explaining it okay, but she wasn't explaining all of it because it was a demo. So it was like,
yeah,
what do these do halfway through?
Wait, what did your Daredevil say?
The Daredevil, it allows me to duplicate the action of a specialist.
Is it possible that this card that says may not be duplicated may not be duplicated?
Oh, yeah, that would be good. I didn't see that part.
Rip.
Let me pick something else.
Jordan cheating twice.
Not twice.
Sam losing twice. Wait, no, I only lost once. Wait, I've lost 0 times. Never mind.
But definitely Jordan cheating.
Jordan cheating twice.
Does anybody have any teams in their hideouts other than me?
Nope.
Okay, fine. You
Oh,
have
no.
a team? Okay, but it's a pickpocket. Sorry, and I have to put this recruiter back because he's here. Okay, fine. I'm going to duplicate your Fink, which allows me to team this card with a specialist from my hand, so I'm going to team the pickpocket. And then I may duplicate the action of any specialist in an opponent's hideout that has the same skill type as the team specialist. So I need to find a brawn character. So I think...
Any player's hideout?
Yeah. Any opponent's hideout, not my own.
Okay.
But,
I just got another
I was gonna
So
say
you have a
yes.
pickpocket, and you have the
A traitor.
traitor, right?
Yeah.
Which is choose an opponent, and they must choose a ringleader. I'm gonna choose
the pickpocket.
Yeah, I think I will choose the pickpocket. And then I'm going to take 2 from Sam for that lovely suggestion.
What the? One left. I have one left. This game is so rigged. All right, put 4 on this extortionist.
So, pro tip, chat: read the bottom of cards to see if they say may not be duplicated, because that's a thing.
Your turn.
Oh, it's an extortionist.
Because I can't play anything.
You have a bunch of cards. You can play any
Literally
of them.
cannot play anything.
That I don't believe you.
Now I can play stuff. Now that I got cards back.
You had all those cards in your hand before.
No, I got a green back.
Oh, you mean you can't do a job?
I mean, yes, literally, I can always play a card if I have cards in my hand.
Well,
Yes.
sometimes.
Correct.
Sometimes there are abilities that like actually don't really do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one that required cards to be in the discard pile was useless when there was nothing in the discard pile.
Okay.
So
So I'm gonna play.
Oh yeah, that's in my hand.
Yes. Insomniac. All opponents may place their Night 3 specialist into Night 2. You guys may choose to do that now.
Well, do you want to read the rest of the
I
cards
can.
so they know why they might choose to do that?
Then steal 2 million S from the coffers for each opponent with a specialist remaining in Night 3.
That movement. Wait.
Is it worth?
Never mind.
You only have one. I'm actually. Wow. Can we get some PJ salts in chat?
Yep. Hold on.
I don't get the stuff from you. I get it from the coffers. So I'm not stealing.
Oh really?
Wait. No. Rethink.
Oh wow. So she just get. I mean, then I was contemplating giving you my own money, but if it comes from the coffers, you can have mine. Are you going to also do the same, Sam?
Are you gonna keep your things in Night 3 to get them back sooner?
Basically, do you want to move the trader to Night 2, or do you want to let her earn 2 Mega Disc?
That you can steal later.
Yeah, I'll leave it.
I like how she's like, oh, yeah, make sure I have more money so you can steal it later.
It's okay. Once Jordan steals all of my money, he has to have a new target.
Exactly.
You both had the same amount of money when I stole from you.
No.
Yes.
Now we have the same
She
amount
had
of money.
3 and you had 3. I looked.
Wait, how much do you have now?
She just gained 4 this turn. She has 7.
You stole from me more.
He's meaner.
I'm not meaner. And
Alright,
she and I
your
have
turn.
the same number.
You sent me back a
big it is.
fucking turn. 2 turns.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, 3 turns.
You set me back.
Jordan's a cheater. It's okay.
You tried anyways.
No.
I'm advancing time, and I'm going to go ahead and recruit. So I'd like to draw 2 specialists, please.
Okay.
And then I'm going to give one to an opponent, and then steal
Make
2
sure
from them.
You give it to me.
No, I think even
He
more,
gets more money if he steals from you.
even more because of the card that I drew. I think it is hilarious if I give this to Bianca. And I'll take 2 Megas, please.
Yeah, asshole.
Hey, you're getting value.
No, you get that.
You're getting real value out of these specialists that I'm selling you.
Uh-huh.
So it's a one-time offer.
Sure.
All right, Sam.
Hmm.
Show us what you got. Hey, Mr. Draco, how's it going? Welcome. We're playing Grifters.
Can I see your last file?
You grift things in this game.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
The 30-second run-through of this game, Mr. Draco, is this is a hand-building game in which you build a handful of specialists and then you play them out of your hand into your hideout. And once they've been played, they advance through the different nights of your hideout, night 1, night 2, night 3, and then to the refresh area. And at the end of your turn, anything in your refresh area comes back into your hand. And so things cycle as you play them. And then the other thing is, in addition to playing cards for their abilities, you can also play them to complete jobs, which is this pyramid of cards here.
Okay.
That's the whole game in like 30 seconds.
So,
what are you gonna do?
I
Steal them
will.
all.
Buy off a security detail.
Are you gonna think me?
Yeah.
So now you have to team that up with a card from your
You
hand.
team that up with my mastermind.
Okay, and then you're gonna copy somebody's blue.
I'm going to copy your vigilante.
My vigilante, which allows you to draw the top 3 cards of the discard pile. Choose one to keep and place the remaining cards face down on top of the deck in any order.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is a fantastic series, Mr. Draco. The original Grifters came out in 2015, I want to say. But this just shipped to Kickstarter backers late last month and should be available at retail in the next month or 2. So if you look on Amazon, there's a third party selling it for crazy shipping.
T-Lab, can I ask a question? What happens if you have a card that says ringleaders may not be discarded? Oh, never mind, I get it.
Discard piles over there, if that helps.
Well, so the card is not a ringleader,
Right.
but it says ringleaders may not be discarded.
Right. So its ability.
Yeah,
causes
actually,
things to
I do have a like big question then, because.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Do you want to ask it on your turn?
Yeah, I mean, it was in this pile, so it's
somebody
not a
discarded
big deal if you
Okay.
guys see it. I mean, obviously, you know what I think. So this card is the priest, and it'll be on my turn. I'm just asking now. You draw 1 specialist, or discard all but 1 specialist in a single team in your hideout, and draw the number of cards equal to, or then draw cards equal to the number that was discarded.
Oh,
So the question is, all but 1. If I have ringleaders in the pile,
that
is
could
that
be the one.
like? Can I select a card that's not the ringleader?
Oh,
And
to
then
keep-
not discard the ringleaders and only draw. You know what I mean? So you should progress with your turn while T-Lab
Yeah,
Okay,
muddles on how that works.
that's
I'm gonna
steal
steal phony identities with 3 blue.
Okay.
Man.
So, in case you need that restated again, Teal, basically the question is with the priest, if he has ringleaders in a team, does the keeping 1 specialist and discarding the rest count the ringleaders, or can he keep the ringleaders plus 1 card and discard the rest? My guess is that the ringleader counts as the card you keep if you have them, but we'll find out when T-Lab tells us more. So I'm going to go ahead and advance time, finally get this team back soon. And then, what are we going to do here? We're going to...
Jordan's like, Sam, I'm going to let you play that card next turn, because I'm going to let you discard it right now.
Now that you...
God damn it, Jordan!
I
will hurt you.
You know what? We're going to go ahead and play the musician.
Oh, wait, did you do a job?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, you did. I'm going to go ahead and play the musician. So everyone returns their Night 3 specialist to their hand. And then because at least one of you did that, then I can advance time. And then go ahead and play another specialist or team. Conveniently enough.
You must discard all possible cards. Ringleaders are also specialists.
Okay, so basically...
You have to pick a ringleader.
Yeah, you have to keep a ringleader if you have it, and since you can't discard ringleaders, it basically means get rid of everything that's not a ringleader.
Makes sense.
But you do get to draw. You don't lose net cards, you just lose the specific ones you have.
Yeah.
So that's not horrible. Alright. I think we are going to go ahead and
Steal from Sam again.
Yep.
No, we're actually going to do a
Job.
gambler. I'm not going to do a job. I don't want to give Sam free money. Or you free money, you money grubbers.
What you got?
I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess Braun.
Have another game.
Okay. It was. I was almost certain that it wasn't brains because I know that Sam stacked the top of the deck from the discard pile, but I couldn't remember what was there that he might have put back.
That's a good call.
Gamblers are cool, and that's the end of my turn.
Well, when you put it that way, now that I remember that happened, Braun.
You're welcome.
I'll take 4, please.
Wow.
Yeah. What a gamble! Priest is a bit of a late game card, in my opinion.
What's in the discard pile?
Was in the discard pile.
Alright.
Sure, picking it up and using it.
Seems
Maybe different
reasonable, I suppose.
Okay.
Seems reasonable. The time warp again. What are these jobs you guys talk about?
Yeah, Jordan knows nothing about jail.
I don't know anything about
I'm gonna
jobs.
do the hostage again.
Okay, which one was that?
Steal 2 million from the coffers, and then have a specialist teamed up with it that also has a steal ability. So I'm gonna steal from Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah!
You pickpocketed me?
Yep.
Okay.
I like that. Jordan's gonna
Because how
win
much?
this
How
time.
much are you?
I'm at 7. Jordan's probably at like 8.
Not
No?
anymore.
Not anymore.
Where were you?
I was at 9, so I'm at 7 now.
Tied for last place.
Basically, yeah.
Actually, what do you have? Ian?
6 and 8.
Tied for last place.
By 1.
Right.
Hey, still tied for last.
So difference between this version and the previous one is that primarily the job mechanics have changed, and that this laundering mechanic was not in the original game. Otherwise, it's all new specialist cards entirely. But it does give you a set of the same base ringleaders that the original game had, because it is standalone, and you do not need the original game to play this one.
The other difference is Sam hasn't played it.
It's true. That's a major difference.
Sam has played this one.
In the existence of the game.
Absolutely.
Man, this is tough figuring out what I want to play here. I guess I'll start by advancing time though. That seems like a reasonable thing to do.
X.
I know, right?
Got a cheater in our midst.
Oh yeah, you know me. Always trying to cheat. Well, y'all might as well just take your money because I'm gonna do a job.
Yes.
I'm just trying to figure out what
What do
I'm
you
gonna
mean
leave
you
the
all?
job with.
But he's the only one that gets to take money.
Oh, your broker doesn't do that. Oh,
Money, please.
interesting. Oh, you take money from me. I see.
Yeah, I take money from the thing.
Yours has a different thing.
Yes.
Oh,
I
that's
read it
cool.
to you.
You get a job card. Nice. That is really cool. Okay, we should get rid of that card, Sam.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Well, I think
We could just steal from her.
right.
Steal all the ISK it.
Wait, how much is on that?
4.
It's true. You just steal it. If it refreshes with any ISK on it, you just get it. Yeah, that's pretty good. That makes sense that you can take it from the card rather than the person if you want. That's kind of cool. Yeah. That's okay. We'll do that then. I'm gonna play a team of 3 green and a blue to blackmail a movie diva, and then I'm going to witness Bianca. You can place any number of cards in your hand into the refresh area, and then I steal 1 for you for each card in your hand after you do that. Okay. See, if I would have taken it off the card if you kept more, but I'm going to take it directly from you because you discarded.
Yep.
Okay. Into nothingness.
Into the nothingness! Hey, you got 2 off that card though, didn't you?
I did.
That's not bad.
It's good value. All right.
High value plays.
Jordan, can I see your team pile, please?
Yeah, it's got teamy cards. They're real team players. So, any of you out there played any interesting new games lately other than Kit? I'm curious about this Dinogenics game.
Dinos.
What else? What else are people excited about right now?
All right. Do you have 4 cards?
I do have 4 cards. Feel free to witness me.
Okay. The only thing I can do is I know I'm going to trader you.
Okay.
Just because I know Bianca has 1 mastermind left, and she's going to play it next turn, so it's absolutely no value.
Okay. I have a pickpocket. I wonder who I'm going to pickpocket now that I must play this.
That.
I don't see you stealing
you
from her.
can also get a job, right? You can play a job and then use it.
It's true.
It's not that limiting.
It's
And if I had a card that could steal from her, I would. And you know that I don't. So stop giving me shit. Okay.
Deep Space, Deep 6. Oh yeah, I remember you saying that was kind of weird. All right, go ahead and pick up your refresh, and I think it's Bianca's turn. He has so many cards. Get him.
Oh, you didn't pick up last
Were
turn?
those supposed to be in your hand? Oh
Those
no,
you-
that's right. Never mind.
I heard you.
Sam and I both forgot that I witnessed you.
Okay. Mastermind.
She's gonna mastermind. What?
Shock.
It's almost like she only had
What
1
the-
card she could play.
She found the card she's in love with.
I just think it's funny. Okay.
All right.
And then I get these back and I'm done.
Great. I'm gonna go ahead and advance time. And then I am going to complete a job. I'm gonna extort a corrupt politician. And I'm gonna steal 2 from someone. How much money do you have, Sam?
More than Bianca.
I would like a count, please.
Like, I have 8.
And I have 7. I have 9.
You have 9, and she has 8.
I have 7.
She is getting a free job next turn. Just saying.
Can you take 2 from her on your turn? All right. Then I'm going to take 2 from you. If I can't stop her from getting the job.
Doesn't want to increase the pie. I get it.
Nope. Letting that laundered money
You learn anything
expire.
from good critters. All right.
Increasing the pot leads to not me winning. That's what I learned from good critters.
Okay. I'm gonna play the extortionist.
Ooh.
Give me 4.
Shock.
Oh look, Bianca's gonna complete a job.
Yay!
Will she?
Actually,
At the
probably
end
need
of
a
her
rules
turn.
check too.
Oh yeah, because does it count as completing
Yeah.
or
Does it
taking?
count as completing,
So-
or is it just taking?
T-Lab.
It wouldn't change my play, so
Right.
we could just keep going.
Go ahead and think about your play because it's not
And take
refreshing.
any available job card.
Yeah, but it's not until the end of your turn anyway. So go ahead and go.
Okay.
T-Lab, when the broker comes back to her, when the broker refreshes from her refresh pile, does that count as completing a job, or does that go outside of the complete mechanics and thus not trigger the extortionist. Main question is, does Sam get paid because she got a free job?
My gut says no, but
Yeah.
I
I mean, a job got...
actually, that's a good point.
Thematically, the
Which is the
broker
rule?
probably got someone else to complete the job. But I don't know.
okay, this is the funny card that I picked up. It's called Cat Burglar.
I knew you would take it.
Steal 1 million is from the coffers, and then steal 1 million is from an opponent and draw 1 specialist.
1 mega disc.
Oh yeah.
You gonna steal from me?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
And then I get
Even
a
though
draw
I'm
and
losing.
a specialist.
Actually, I think Sam and I are
And then
roughly
this goes
tied.
away,
into the ether.
and I
Okay.
get to
No, it's stolen, not completed.
I was going to say, the last sentence here kind of implies it, where it says, the player resolves the text on the job leader card as a reward for completing the job, and places the job card in the player.
Right. So there's no reward. She just got to take it.
Correct. And so therefore, with
Yeah. She seems to be collecting a lot of the same color job. Weird.
hacks.
Weird how that works.
It'd be nice if I had, the opportunity to play cards.
Yeah.
Jordan.
You seem to be doing fine.
I'm just playing my own little
Okay,
game.
4 jobs, 3 jobs, 2 jobs. Let's talk about who's getting screwed here.
Why do you have so many cards in your refresh area, anyways?
Because you forced me to have cards about refresh
No, I
area.
didn't. Shouldn't those be in your hand?
Some of us are getting free jobs all the time.
Shouldn't those be in your hand, Sam?
Those should be
From the end of your last turn?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. I'm
Do I
going to
get to do
advance
this or
time.
No.
The reward, I don't think so. No, you stole the job instead of completing it, as
Gotcha.
indicated by our illustrious designer. Yeah, I think this will go well. We're going to go ahead and play the musician. All players return all specialists from night 3 to their hand. If anyone returns, you get to advance time and play again, which is what I'm doing. So, can I do anything with this hand? Not really. Rip me. Rip me, JP. So, what we're going to do then is we're going to witness Bianca again. So, you can put any number of cards from your hand into your refresh area, and however many you have left, I steal that much money from you.
Okay.
She had too many cards. That's a massive job waiting to get completed. Now, Sam, save your witness for a turn. This is how you keep someone from ever completing a job again, especially when they get free jobs.
Double witness.
Oh man,
It depends on which you're throwing away.
what if only I'd gotten my musician back a turn earlier? I could have made her pick up the broker, and she would have never gotten the job.
Yeah, I know you did that the first time I played broker.
I didn't even realize
You
it was
didn't know
the
what the
broker.
broker
I
did.
know.
I didn't know what the broker did then. I thought it was like an
Because you don't
extortionist.
pay attention.
Oh, nice! You got in guard. That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty quick delivery on that one. So you only kept 1?
Yep.
All right, I will take 1. And that's my turn.
Progression.
What is this? Progression. Ah!
Something that's normal, Grifters.
Man, look at all these brawn jobs that no one wants.
I
I
mean,
witnessed
you could-
Jordan.
You could do all that.
You're gonna witness me? Okay. Which one of these do I want to hit Sam with next?
You guys have your war. I'm just gonna sit here quiet.
You have 1 card. I can't witness you.
You can play other cards.
You could witness her. You would get 1
Or
or
none.
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 She could decide she doesn't want to play next turn, which would be
Doesn't
bad.
help.
Fine.
That'd help a lot if she didn't play next turn. I think here. Well, here's your 1. Either way,
Nice.
because
Go, yeah.
I'm going to discard everything else because I can't
Okay.
complete any jobs with this hand, anyways.
Do this. Do this. Play Insomniac again. I'll all opponents may take all or place all their knight 3 into knight 2.
Oh, and if they don't, you get 2.
I still get 2 million from the coffers.
Regardless?
Yes.
Why? If we both do it, you get nothing.
Then steal 2 minute.
For each opponent.
Okay.
So if we both do it, you don't get any money.
Well then,
Jordan, what you got?
choose.
Well, we're deciding. I'm actually gonna let her have my 2 because I need those cards back. But that's because I had a whole team there. If I only had 1 card, I would have gladly done it.
Weakness.
I know.
Oh,
Deny
you have
her
your
the 2.
entire team.
I have a team there, so it was like
Yeah, I'll deny you the 2.
yeah. I would have gladly done it if it was just 1 card. But she timed it well. At least one of us could make the sacrifice.
Okay.
Because
That's my turn.
now I have like 7 cards in my refresh area instead of way less. And then
I'm a
I'm...
musician.
Yeah, go for it. I'm going to gamble. And I'm going to guess brains. Woohoo!
Money laundering.
A free money launderer.
What does that do?
It launders,
No. Shocker.
and then I get to steal from people every time they... I get to pick up money off the card every time somebody steals from someone else.
Interesting.
Oh, and then I get all these back. How lovely.
Alright.
How lovely, chat.
So, I'm going to play a think.
Okay.
Going to team up with my priest to use your musician. Here you go.
Ah.
To the east.
So everyone returns cards to their hand, and then you get another turn.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot, actually.
Let's keep going.
You're an extortion?
I'm an extortionist again.
Okay. There's 4. Well, I'm not completing any jobs anytime soon, probably. Maybe I will. Who knows?
Alright. I'm going to complete perform money box scheme. And yep.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
definitely not completing any jobs anytime soon.
And then put 4 million on this, please.
Yep, with your broker.
We're getting down to the wire.
And you stole from her, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Guess you do.
Yep.
Then I think the right play here for me is play the money launderer. Launder 4 mega ISK. Steal 1 mega ISK from this card whenever an opponent steals from any player. May not be duplicated. Hint, hint. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that makes sense because it's kind of hard to keep track of what the rules are over time.
Yeah, remembering what it was that you duplicated as it advances. That stuff seems reasonable.
All right. Advancement is happening.
Boom, look at all those cards in the refresh area. Good thing I didn't play a musician.
I mean, good for you.
Right. It's good. It's good. It's a good thing.
I mean, this is really not going to do anything, but I guess I'll...
If you're deciding to steal from
How
someone,
many cards do you have?
I have a lot, but I'm not going to complete a job, so...
Okay, I'm going to trade her Jordan.
Okay. What does that do again?
That's the
Force
ringleader
me-
one. So you got to reveal the ringleader and then
Okay.
play it next turn.
Yeah, that's fun. I'm going to play a mastermind next turn.
Cool.
I revealed it.
Thanks for letting me know.
Yep.
Okay.
Should have been like, I'm gonna thief.
Advanced.
And I wonder who I'm gonna steal from. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, we're getting down to the wire here. This is not a long game, chat. It's
Okay, so
about
I'm
30
gonna,
minutes total when people are not learning the game for the first time. / talking to chat /
I'm gonna play a hostage,
Ooh, hostage.
and I'm gonna team it with a thief and steal 4 million from the coffers.
Wow. Look at you.
Like,
She's gonna win.
that's
Chat.
No, we'll just hit her with all of the stuff we don't have.
I mean, not only does she have so much money, she's sitting on 4 blues. And Sam, I'm going to let you on a little secret. The 2 specialists that I gave her are specialists that allow her to steal jobs from us and swap them with her own jobs. So if she ever gets a non-blue, she can just take my blue and have 5.
Wow, good job, Jordan.
That's why I questioned why he gave it to me.
Because I gave it to her twice because I don't remember what the other card was, but I got the musician, which has been very, very
I don't
useful.
know, chat. I feel like Jordan might have done something wrong this week, trying to make it up to Bianca by letting her win.
I'm going to mastermind.
He has
super
never let
rich.
me win. He has never let me win.
But you guys are
That is
witnessing
not
it
in
for the
our
first
vocabulary.
time.
She would get mad at me if I let her win.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so maybe Bianca did something to upset Jordan, and now Jordan's letting her win, so she gets upset. That's also in the works. Come on, guys, work with me here.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. All right.
Oh, and I get the cat bird with that.
And that's it for me.
All right, gonna progress. And I'm going to
I didn't forget anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna gambler
An elephant never forgets.
for brains.
Brains. Gambler's interesting because you're not always going for the money.
Agreed.
Like when I played Gambler, I picked the color that I didn't want in the hopes that I would get the color I really needed and
Yes.
I'd get paid if I was wrong.
Yes.
If I was wrong.
Yes.
Though I think most of the time, like 4 mega ISK is probably above the expected value of most cards, unless you are searching for a card that you need for jobs.
Yep.
So most of the time you're going for the money.
What did
but
you
not always.
mastermind?
That's very intriguing. I'm gonna mastermind a mastermind. That doesn't work like that. While she's deciding, I'm just gonna go ahead and advance time because that'll be.
Hey, Jordan, you got anything to deal with that broker?
I mean, yes, but I don't think it's worth it for me unless
I can finish
actually,
it. I can finish it.
If you can do 2, I can do 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
In fact, I could do all of it depending on what she does right here.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and play a team of 3 reds to complete this protection money. Feel free to steal from me, Sam.
Thank you.
And in doing so, I'm going to play a team that is led by a bounty hunter. Steal 2 mega ISK from an opponent. Then you may choose to have them abduct a specialist of their choosing from your hand. If they abduct a card, steal 2 mega ISK from them. So if you want to pick a card from my hand to abduct, you may do so.
No.
Okay, you don't even want to look?
No.
Okay, she wants to keep her money.
Oh, okay. I would have looked. And then,
I'll keep that musician, thank you.
so I will take my cards back.
I guess now you get to steal from
Ether?
her. Yep, into the ether that laundered money. Goodbye. I like the idea of it being like dirty money is money you can't use unless the laundering process completes, which is doing things that gets it off the card. That's a cool
Can you
thematic
pull a
element.
Bianca? Play hostage with the pickpocket.
Okay.
Cute.
And this
2 from the coffers and 2 from Bianca. Nice. All right. How much do you have now, Sam?
A lot. I would just do a score total update.
I'm at 9. Oh, sorry. You stole from someone. And you stole from someone.
I didn't steal from
No, you
either.
didn't. That you played your
I
hostage
played
before.
Mastermind. Specifically so that I wouldn't give you money.
When did you have that up?
No, you played the hostage after my money launderer. So
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Me?
yes,
Yeah.
your hostage was
As
played
a-
after my money launderer because you just.
Oh, wait, no.
Neither
No.
of these steals from an opponent. That's
Okay.
why I played them.
Oh, I see. Okay, my bad.
Good point.
So, but
It was-
Sam
I
definitely
specifically
I
played
just-
the cards that I played, but I would not give you
That's
money. Alright, 6.
16.
It was your traitor.
What?
Your traitor stole. That was the
No, I didn't.
I didn't. Oh,
I mean,
oh, it was
Talking
because
about-
I played a ringleader. Never mind,
Yeah.
we're good. That was the first time then.
what do you have, Bianca?
13.
All right, so my new total was 10 then. And what did you say yours was? 16.
Bianca in the lead.
I mean, yeah, Bianca definitely in the lead
Why?
because you have 13 plus you're sitting on 8.
Oh,
So you have
okay.
21. Sam has some more than 16, but not 21. I think you have two that are the same. So you're at like 18. And I'm technically
These are
at.
3 that are the same because this is a wild.
Oh, it's a wild. Okay.
It could be anything.
So 20.
So this can be
Yes.
red.
Yes. So I'm at 14. So 21, 20, 14. I am the kingmaker.
You were.
The-
Hold on. Oh, you have 9?
I have 10, and then these 3 together are worth 4, so that's 14. And these
Okay.
are worth
Well, how's that only worth 4?
because it's 3 of the same.
Oh, it's 3.
Yeah, 4 of the same is worth 8.
Okay, so I'm gonna play an Insomniac. You guys choose whether you guys want to keep your things in night 3.
Oh, I will gladly keep my money launderer and play longer, so that I can get more money off of it.
Yeah, I'm not letting Bianca finish.
Yeah, that's no. I don't need that money launderer back. It can stay out there till the end of the game, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and advance time. I think you should play another Insomniac, in fact.
It's the only card I didn't want in my hand.
What can I do with this stuff? Not much. How many cards do you each have in your hand?
I have 5.
Lots.
Okay.
She has lots. You want to go after lots?
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead.
Probably does have. She definitely does have another Insomniac in her hand.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and play a Daredevil, and I'm gonna look at Bianca's hand and duplicate something from it.
Ooh, that is pretty good. I agree, Kit. I forgot this card I have under here. Now I win. That's true.
Yeah.
I've got this pile of 6 that I have in my pocket. I'm actually at 50.
That's how a lot of our games go.
Right.
Oh, I forgot these at the very end, and then it's like,
I am going to duplicate.
dogs could ruin our chores.
I'm going to duplicate
That's fine.
Bianca's Newsacre. So I get to choose one. Either choose any 2 players and they must each exchange a completed job card of my choice with each other, or swap one of my completed job cards with an available job card.
That's available?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think
You could have.
you have a lot of
four-
cards, right, Sam?
You
What
can
do you
have
mean? I have
4
three.
red right now.
I have 3 cards.
I know. No, you have a lot of cards in your hand.
I have 5.
Right. I think I am going to. I'm going to swap this blackmail movie diva with Sam's buy off
Can I read the
security
card?
detail. I think
Can I read the card?
you're wild.
No.
Go. She has it. Basically, oh, sorry, I can't swap with you. Is it only opponents that I can make swap, or is it 2 players?
It says 2 players. That's way too OP. Okay. That's,
I mean, I was tempted to make you 2 swap, but I want to take your wild. It's definitely a late game card after you've started completing jobs. And that's my turn. Go ahead, Sam. Was that extortionist supposed to be in your hand?
probably.
Cool. Just want to make sure you have your full power available. Look at all these jobs no one can complete because no one has bond cards.
True facts.
I'm literally the only person who's completed a job that required 3 brawn so far.
I mean, this will draw.
Ooh, you're priesting. You don't want to reset that team?
Nope.
Okay. Alright, okay. You're up. Advance that time, yo. Dun dun dun. So chat, we're coming down to the wire here. If you can't tell from the camera, we have 7 Mega ISK left in the coffers and 6 jobs. So we're almost definitely going to end the game based on the coffers running out. Unless people stop playing those cards all of a sudden, which seems unlikely. Though some people have more interest than others in ending the game quickly. Cough, cough. Anyone that's not me, cough, cough.
Bianca.
You 2 are only 1 point apart. Now, the fact that your turn last time didn't net you any money might give her an advantage here, but all depends on what she wants to do with it.
Gonna try to work her again.
Alright, so Bianca launders 4 of the remaining 7 Mega ISK, and if it makes it to refresh before the game ends, she gets another free job.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and advance time, rip my money launderer, because no one was willing to steal from each other while I was waiting.
You stole from me, just not money.
Yeah. And then what are we gonna do here? I am going to go ahead and witness Bianca.
Okay.
So, as usual, place any number of cards into your refresh area, and then after you do that, I get a Mega ISK for each card still in your massive, massive hand. Somebody's got to slow her roll.
It's true.
And, yeah.
Keeping 2.
I'm keeping 2. Alright. I'm going to... Hold on. Sam, should I take it off the broker? No, you don't think so? At this point in the game? Alright. I'll take it from her then.
Hey, Bianca, how many things do you have?
Jeez.
You trying to count up whether you can end the game?
Yeah, we have tried to count up what
11.
11?
I have 12.
And in that turn of whatever,
He's gonna launder.
we'll play the prosecutor.
What?
Steal 3 from the coffers. Choose an opponent. They can choose to steal 3 from the coffers. If they do, I
No,
put a duck.
steal 3 from you.
Oh,
Are you sure you want to give opponent of your choice 3, this 3, right before the game ends? You get a free card from them, but it won't matter because the game will be over.
come on. We count.
I mean, if you want to give me a chance, I'm okay with this. But I think it's maybe too close. I don't know. How confident is Sam in his lead, chat? You're basically giving this 3 to a player of your choice. Because we're both going to take the money.
Okay, so I think the answer is. I mean, it's kind of late. I think I give it to you.
Okay?
Wait, how much? How much do you got?
12.
Ooh.
Like I
These are
said,
both
it's
wild.
close. It's hella close. He's taking it back, chat.
Backpedaling.
He's backpedaling hardcore.
Backpedaling.
He's like, all right, wait, quick, where's my launder?
Backpedaling. Backpedaling.
He thought he was being
Okay.
slick.
Definitely misread the card.
Yeah.
Because
I figured you did when you...
all right, new answer, extortionist.
You're gonna launder? I thought you were laundering, and then that was weird. Okay, so now that ends the game immediately. So now we just count up everything we have, plus our bonuses. So I'm going to double check, make sure I counted that right. That's 5. That's 5. I think Sam wins by
If you're
like 1 or 2.
confident in
I think
You
I
having
won. I think
more-
I won by 1.
I think Sam won by 1 or 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you had 11.
I
points,
will say.
Right, Bianca?
I have 19.
You have 19, and I have 20. And I think Sam has 21 or 22.
Oh, you have 20?
Yeah. Because I stole from you, and that bumped me up.
What happens during a tie?
Wait, you have 20 as
I have
well?
20!
Okay, let's find out what happens in a tie. Yeah.
Oh, shit!
It goes to the
If-
person that didn't tie.
If there's a tie, the player amongst the leaders with the most completed jobs is the winner. I have 5 completed jobs.
I was going to say, to be completely fair, you should have one, like... Okay, without knowing the...
If you hadn't ended it, Bianca probably would have won.
So... Actually,
Maybe.
let me
I
see
don't
what's,
know.
let me see what's on.
Could you have ended the game on your turn?
Yes.
Because you would have stolen from the coffers and then...
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, you were king-making between us, unless you had a way to make
Okay,
money
well, so-
and end the game. Because she would have netted 4.
Okay, does this count as on the hideout?
I don't think so.
It
No.
hasn't in
The hideout is just the 3 night spaces. Refresh area is not in your hideout. But yes. The tiebreaker is most jobs. The second tiebreaker is fewest totals cards, fewest specialists.
Okay, yeah, so... The thing I was going to point out, Jordan, is you swapped a wild for a card in my color.
I did that. I know. I did that.
You would have gotten it either way.
No, he
No.
wouldn't have.
If he
From
gave,
the wild.
I could have
if he gave
given
me
her the blue.
if he gave me the blue,
Yeah.
he took my wild.
Yes.
I think the only way it would have theoretically worked out for me is if I finked the news anchor, but then Bianca still would have gotten a turn.
So part of the reason I did that is that I was
So what would you have played on your turn?
Hostage with thief. And just taking the rest of the
she would have
coffer.
gotten all the money and won.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
No.
That's why I kept both cards.
Because then I like, if I knew she had that, I could have just stolen 2 and won.
On her turn.
There's only 3 left in the coffer. So she would have gotten a net 1.
She would have ended up with 22.
No.
But then you would have stolen 2.
Yeah. She would have ended up with 21. I would have ended up 20, so you would have ended up 20.
That's true.
Can we just say that?
Nope.
You played Kingmaker between us, now you get what you get.
Hold on.
You made Jordan win.
This is rigged, Chad! Jordan's cheating!
Yeah, that's what I
All
did.
your fault, Sam. All your fault.
Good game. Alright, so do we want to try one more game really quick now that we know how to play?
I don't necessarily want to do that.
Okay. We can talk
Is
about
this
it.
not a 2-player game?
I mean, it is, but it did take us a little longer than I thought it was going to take to get through the first game just because we were talking about it a lot, so that's okay. I do want to talk about the expansion within the expansion really quick before we get into our post-game stuff, which is there's an alternate ringleader expansion that gives you sets of 3 unique ringleaders. There are 7 sets of 3 cards, and you give 1 set of 3 to each player, and they are different from one another.
Interesting.
So, like, one of them has, if this card is a job leader, steal 4 Mega-Isc for an opponent. If not, steal 2. Or there's some really interesting ones that play off of each other. There's ones where it's like, name a skill type and then do something based on that skill type where like all of them follow that theme in the set. There's one that says, if this card is duplicated, steal 4 Mega-Isc instead of 2 Mega-Isc. And then it has a ringleader that allows you to duplicate any ringleader that's not part of a team in a hideout. So you can like combo them. But this I'm interested by because it makes the game a little bit asymmetric because everyone's starting with a unique set of ringleader actions. But yeah, so let's talk about the game for a little bit, y'all. Starting with artwork and component quality.
Looks good.
I agree.
Cool art.
The artwork is really cool. It fits the artwork of the rest of the dystopian universe. All of the different specialists have character.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, can you pass the box?
Yes. Do you want the lid or?
Sure. Oh, okay. This box is a little bit.
That box is different from this box.
Yeah.
Though you can tell that there's similarities in the artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I do think this fits more with the theme. That makes me feel like it could be old too, because I'm looking at the bottom, and maybe that's the entire set of the artwork around it, but this
that one feels more like cyberpunky, and this one feels more Godfathery.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Which, to be honest, I know maybe this is just bias, but makes me feel like what I should expect from the gameplay.
Right.
Right?
That versus that.
Yeah, I feel like something that is more cyberpunk makes me think it's going to be a lot of trickiness, and then for one that's more Godfathery, it'll be it'll be more scheming, screwing people over.
Right.
There's a lot of take that.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, I mean, the cards themselves aren't linen print. There's no linen finish on them, but they're otherwise nice cards, and the artwork really pops. I like that the game has does not just rely on colors, but also has symbols for identifying the different types of cards.
What are the rest of can I see the rest of these?
The rest of the jobs, sure. The one thing I wish they did a little bit better of is that the job types rely primarily on color. The only thing that indicates wilds other than color is very small text that says wild.
Mm-hmm.
But there is text there for the other ones, which does not seem to be particularly useful text. And so it's who you're robbing, basically, who you're doing the job against. So at a glance, it's hard to tell what the wilds are if you're not looking at cover. Color. Yeah.
Okay. I will say, I know this is more game mechanic-y, but it's clear now that you see all of them that like the wilds are ones where no one faction is superior.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But like that is something you'd have to
play it a bunch to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because but yeah, there's the 4 we didn't play with. There's some more 3s. So yeah, the wilds all follow that pattern. But if you don't know that pattern exists, and even then, it's not a thing you do easily at a glance. At a glance, you don't just look at the cards and say, "Hey, this is how many of them." Like you're not like counting every single symbol on the card to know at a glance that it's a wild. I wish it had a little bit better symbology there, but otherwise, the artwork is really great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the ISK is similar to what you see in Coup or any of the other games that use this monetary system. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit about the expansion. Oh, we got doggos! Incoming doggos!
Really floppy down the stair doggos.
Goofy, you missed the game. We just finished the game. So, Sam, from off camera, do you have any thoughts on learning the game?
There's a learning curve, for sure. Reading the cards, that's kind of important.
Yeah.
Reading the subtext is really important. Cannot duplicate on a lot of cards.
I will also say, like, and I don't know if there's a good way to get around this, like, just in general. It does seem like a sort of game where knowing the full capabilities that are in the deck is an important thing.
Yep.
That is something. In the rule book, it talks about how you can combine this expansion with the base game, and it specifically says don't combine them both into one giant deck unless the players are familiar with both games. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, be more selective about what you play with, but you can still mix and match. But I agree. Like, as you get more familiarity with what's possible, it allows you to value cards. So if you're, like, choosing in a mastermind, like, knowing that the priest is a good late game card is not something you know right away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I guess the other thing is, like, you know, well, also, like, knowing so even with that knowledge, what I didn't know was relative power level of cards.
Right.
So, like, a lot of the cards I was seeing when I was drawing, like, were very similar to the ones I already had. I didn't see the musician, I didn't see the news anchor, like, I didn't see anything that I thought was, like, very, like, OP.
Right.
You know, like, I think I was, hey guys, shh. Like, I think I, like, made good use of the trader, but, like,
yeah,
that was very situational. It was like, I know Bianca has no ringleaders in her hand, then I could use it. Whereas, like, some of the other stuff is useful potentially anytime, potentially, like, you know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think knowing the power level, like, one thing I was just thinking about when we were talking about this was, you know, it'd be great if maybe some of these games could provide, like, not like a guide, but something that kind of said, like, oh, one thing to think, like, first-time players should think about this. Or, like, just, like, a really simple strategy tip. Like, you know, like, it might be good to get a lot of cards in the beginning. Like, you know, something like that. I think, like, as someone who plays a lot of these games for the first time with you guys, like, it definitely thinks, like, it definitely feels like, oh, right after the first one, like, now I get it.
Right.
You know, like, even something, like, as dumb as, like, if playing Splendor saying, like, oh, think of, like, the relative value of each card compared to how much it costs.
Right.
You know, which could have helped, like, direct in the right way.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that even in the base game, which there was this problem of, like, not necessarily being able to value how good certain things were, and the way jobs worked in the base game made that even more pronounced, which is actually something I wanted to talk about really quick. For those of you who may have played the base one or have seen us played it, and are curious what the main difference is, in the base game, instead of having this randomly dealt pyramid of jobs, you actually just have 3 to 5 stacks of jobs of different colors, depending on how many players you had. It's scaled based on the number of players. And the stack would be just one color in order from 1 to 4. And each job had a unique reward that involved taking money from the coffers, taking money from other players, or drawing specialists, or some combination thereof. And the way that game worked, that whole idea became really interesting in a sense because it really highly valued jobs over pretty much anything else, because jobs were like getting a specialist ability and then some, because some of the jobs were like draw 3 specialists. So you could like...
Blue was overpowered.
Yeah,
for sure.
blue was overpowered in the base game because
Blue was always sought after.
all of its rewards let you draw at least 2 specialists, pretty much.
So you would get things in your hand faster.
Yeah, so you would build up this huge hand of specialists to be able to go do the other jobs, while other people had
Or
way less
start-
cards.
Yeah.
Because none of the actual specialist abilities allow you to draw as many cards as the jobs did. So to that extent, I think that this job mechanic is greatly improves on the original. I like the fact that you're not just working through a specific color, because that was the other thing. It's like, okay, I would get the 1 in a color, and then I would get the 2, and then I would get the 3, and once I had 2 or 3 of them, no one else really wanted to get that color except to stop me from getting the set. And I like that the pyramid kind of distributes the colors in a predictable yet randomly determined way, such that you can't just go for any color. You kind of have to play the pyramid, right?
Yeah, and I think that's, once again, like, and I don't know, is the way to deal the pyramid the way that you did?
Yes.
Okay.
It's deal 3 4s and
Yeah.
then 4 3s and then...
So I think that's another thing that, like, I think could have been improved. Like,
Mhm.
it's obvious, but it's like not as obvious when you look at the board, like, because of the flexibility of the wild color. Like, I don't think I would have jumped on green if I had realized that there were only 4 green on the board instead of 5 of each of both the blues and the reds.
Yeah.
And I had and there was a buried green at the end under a lot of stuff.
Right.
So
That makes a lot of sense.
So like having maybe like those icons at the top might have also helped me understand that, like, oh, don't over-index on something that you can't get, because I think like Bianca played it smart. She like got rid of all of the blues, and it was like she wasn't going to make it easier for anyone else until like she got access to wilds.
Yeah.
So
Bianca basically was just waiting on wilds and blues to come available because they were all very low on the pyramid, and you could just snap them up, and that broker helped. So yeah, I do think that the cool thing about that is that it makes the jobs more strategic, but you do have to have the experience to know how to strategize around that, and the first time you play the game, it's hard to do that. I will say that. I wasn't even really thinking about
I like that
strategy for the pyramids. I do, yeah, I like that. I like that the expansion has made it so that playing a team to complete a job is not instead of getting a specialist ability. So the reward you get on a turn is highly dependent on what you choose as the leader, but you get some choice in the matter based on what your hand is. So you're basically playing to your own strengths rather than just whatever happens to be the reward of the job, which in the previous game sometimes was a good reward, sometimes was a bad reward. The other thing here is that the job rewards in the base game vastly outstripped the rewards of specialist abilities. So there were some there were some high level jobs that would give you 6 mega ISK just for completing it, or like steal 5 from another player. So it made the game a lot swingier, and it made it so that it was far more valuable to go after jobs than to just play a specialist. In this game, I felt like jobs were valuable, but if you couldn't complete a job on a particular turn, you didn't feel like you were getting screwed necessarily, because you could still just play a specialist and get their ability from that. And the reward for getting a job is just a specialist card. So it's really the set collection thing at the end of the game that matters, but the inherent single turn value of completing a job is very similar to just playing a card straight up.
Yeah, I think this makes the second game playthrough much more interesting
Yes.
for a new player. I also think one thing that maybe I would do if I was replaying with new people, with newer people to the game, I might, instead of dealing 3 extra specialists at the beginning, maybe deal everyone 5 and discard 2 and reshuffle. Right? You can see the board situation, let them pick, and maybe there's less variability because I felt I was playing the gambler very early on because I had no reliable draw mechanic that I other than the mastermind, which
everyone has, and it's kind of basic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
Good
true.
stuff though.
I mean, if you think about it,
You said
the mastermind
at the right time.
the mastermind is a strictly better draw mechanic than the gambler because you get to see 3 and pick one.
Yep.
The gambler is just the random one, but it has a chance of getting you a lot of money. So it's if what you really need is cards, you play the mastermind. But if you're I could kind of use a card, but money would be nice as well, then you play the gambler. But I don't think it's obvious when you're first learning the game how to make that value judgment.
Yeah.
The gambler seems like the better play than the mastermind because the mastermind seems like a relatively basic ability. But then when you think about it later, it's oh wait, if I actually just really need cards and great abilities, the mastermind is way more powerful for that because you get choice.
Mm-hmm.
So, cool. So there you go, folks. It is Grifters Nexus, standalone expansion for Grifters. You can mix and match them together. You can take specialists from both and play with them. You could shuffle both decks together and play with them. You could take the alternate ringleaders from Grifters Nexus and add it to Grifters. You can use the Grifters jobs or the Grifters Nexus jobs, but I would not mix and match them because the Grifters jobs have different rewards unless you just decided to basically rewrite the rewards from this one.
Yeah, and then in which case it's just
and then it's just
balance.
and then it's just a matter of the requirements for these jobs might be slightly different. Yeah. If I were to personally play, based on my experience tonight and having played Grifters a bunch in the past, I would mix both of the decks together, maybe experiment with some of the new ringleaders, but I would always use the jobs from Nexus because I think it's a much more balanced experience. And T-Lap, who was in the chat with us earlier, also agreed with us that the new jobs are a huge improvement for the game.
Yep.
So that's my take on it. I think Bianca agrees. Sam hasn't played with these yet.
Just know the blue is overpowered.
Yes. But they're...
Yeah. As someone who didn't get any real... the 2 blue I had was the Mastermind and the Priest.
Right.
I could not draw a blue to save my fucking life.
I couldn't draw red to save my life.
Yeah,
that's why
same.
I kept using the mastermind.
Yeah.
I literally was digging for red cards after a while. I masterminded to get a red card, and then I drew 3 green.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was because all the jobs available required 3 red, and I only had 2.
And I think that's where the pacing comes into play because okay, it's technically 4 turns. And 3, depending on the timing of someone playing the musician, because that was the thing. Near the mid game, I had a lot of red. I had 4 red, maybe 5.
But you were getting them at the same time.
No, well, in my mind, it was oh, is it worth going into red? Because 1 card isn't worth anything. 2 cards is worth very minimal.
Right.
There are greens on the table. Should I shoot for them? Should I shoot for the wild? So,
See, and I was going for blue initially, and I lucked into red. I backed into it because I got a red that was very cheap. It was the 2 red and a thing, and then I got a wild, and then I had a blue, a green, a red, and a wild, and I was this is crap. And then I dug for a 3rd red forever so I could get that 2nd red, and then I swapped Sam to get his wild. So I only had 2 reds and 2 wilds, and that made my set of 4. But it was the 2 wilds that made that, right? I still only got 2 red jobs that whole game because they were just really hard to pull together. So it was definitely wasn't even an investment on my part.
Yep.
But yeah, that's pretty much what we've got for you all. Next week, let me grab it here. Next week, we're going to be playing Imhotep and possibly throwing in the expansion, their brand new expansion called A New Dynasty, right there for you. Imhotep, Builder of Egypt. So that's what's going to be happening next week. And then we've got Root and Everdell coming up to finish out the month with that Nosh giveaway in 3 weeks that we're all very excited about.
Which Nosh giveaway?
The Nosh giveaway.
One of the 4 Nosh giveaways we
One
have?
of the 5 Nosh giveaways, Sam.
One of the 5?
Can we just keep upping this? Wait, I should have started lower. One of the 2 Nosh giveaways, Sam.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's all we have for you tonight. Thanks for everybody who stopped by. Huge thanks to T-Lat for coming by and hanging out with us in chat. We really enjoyed the game. Thank you so much for spending time designing it. I'm very excited about the expansion. I think you improved a lot on the original design, which is always good to see because with card games like this, a lot of times people just churn out news specialists, right? This game begs for expansions because it's just like you can make new cards with new abilities. And I really appreciate that you spent the time to actually go back and say, hey, this jobs mechanic didn't really turn out as balanced as we liked. I'm going to reimagine it and make something better for the next time around, but also still make something that can be combined with the original game. That is what I like to see when people do expansions of games like this, and I think you did an excellent job of it. So that's what we got. Let's see if there's someone we can host here really quick. Okay, here we go. I can't even say this name very well, so I'm just gonna type it in. But we're gonna send you all over
Imhotep.
to somebody who's playing some board games with friends, having a good time.
Hey, we were doing that.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, I mean, friends is a loser.
Sorry, friends, cheaters, whatever.
Yeah.
It's the same.
I mean, I did win, so, that's true.
Yeah, cheater.
Hacks.
Yep.